EPL is back, and most teams started the way they hope to continue. The big boys from last season got the 3 points, while some middle teams that were trying
And bottom.
to get to the top table in the last second, like Chelsea, managed the draw. Meanwhile, those that were in the last five, they were hoping for progression. I'm hoping they saw progression. This and more is what we'll be discussing in today's episode of ROP Run of Play podcast, where we discuss all things football, but from the perspective of the teams that we support, Arsenal and Manchester United. Well, let's start with the 3 point collector. I'm your guy, Dr. Tove. Johnny Boy, 3 point collector, Arsenal fan. How you doing today, Mr. Johnny Boy?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like the cannon. Poo, poo, poo. United fans, poo, take that one. They were all mouthy. I remember the Saeed and the rest. They said they had a gut feeling. But we're going to beat Arsenal. I hope that gut feeling was wrong.
No, but to
So
be honest,
I'm happy for Arsenal. So
yeah. To be honest, one of us here that I invited to talk to preview the game, he said he had a sneaky feeling that Arsenal was going to do it, and that's no other than the man wearing his jersey today, Mr. Jude. How are you feeling today, Jude?
I don't know how to feel because when you look at the table, we're back to 15th.
you're repositioned.
I don't know if to feel happy or if to move, but we move. That's all I can say. We move.
And then we also have our moderator, the man whose mood for the weekend seems to be determined by the outcome of United results, Mr. Shonti. How are you feeling today, Show?
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I'm disappointed with the outcome, but impressed with the performance. So we'll see.
Yeah, let's start from obviously the last game of the weekend, the big one, Super Sunday. Firecracker. We had Arsenal versus Manchester United at Old Trafford. All you can afford, they should be calling that stadium, but that's what happened over there. Some people are hoping for. I will start by saying that majority of people's prediction before the game happened. Majority of Man United fans were hoping for a performance. They like to see progress, and if they can get 3 points, that would be the cherry on top. Whereas Arsenal fans were saying, it's Old Trafford, it's tricky. We tend not to do well over there. We've played the worst Manchester United team, and we did not come out with 3 points. So we are hoping we can at least start the season the right way and get 3 points. And I would say majority of people's expectations happened. We got the 3 points. Manchester United saw their progress. So Jude, should people be arguing again? You saw your progress. Arsenal got their 3 points. Is there any point for contention? Surely that should be the end of the game, no?
It shouldn't be the end of the game. But as it stands, it's already the end. I don't think I agree with seeing progress. Progress is one thing. What do you measure progress by is what we are looking at.
Style of
measuring it by
play,
last season.
passage of play, your attackers.
Style of play, one job. We need to patch up in 3 points. Let us chop 3 points. Because the problem is, if this persists, right, in the next 4 games, we don't have a result and we have style of play. That guy will be forced to change the whole style of play and start looking for results. And then we're back to where we want to be next season. I don't think there's much, there's improvement based on last season, the holding of the ball, the passing around, the moving. But I think the final end result, which was what I was telling you, that with this style of play and system, you won't be able to utilize your striker properly. Ferguson once said everybody was trying to go into the box or trying to go and score. And it was like, anybody that can locate Nistelrooy will have to chop bench. If you have a striker,
but
or an attacker,
you located Cunha multiple times in the game.
Going to be your end. That was Cunha can't do. Cunha was like falling into the midfield and walking like Bruno and going up front. It's not an easy task on him comparing the kind of player Cunha is. Cunha is not yet world class. I won't classify him as world class. He's just getting above an average player. Let me put it that way. So doing that work will take a lot from him. So I feel like now that we have a striker, maybe the next game we'll see how it goes. But we're playing a smaller team. It's not Arsenal. They're not going to sit back and want to pass the ball around or allow us to pass the ball. They'll play negative football just like Crystal Palace and Chelsea. They will come out and play you ball and go back and defend. So Do we have that quick transition? Do we
Is that
have
you're
that?
describing like Crystal Palace?
Yeah. No,
Is
no, no.
that you're describing like Crystal
He said
Palace?
they
I'm
are
saying
not
like
like he said.
Arsenal is more of a bigger team. When you are playing a bigger team versus a bigger team, they'll probably want to be who is going to make that error first. Everybody's going to be cautious. But a smaller team does not care about error because all he cares about is trying to go to your post and score. That's where you see them bodying like Matisse Delete. You have an error, and then the other people will be behind. Another person will just run from nowhere. Look at Semenyo. Look at Liverpool. Semenyo against Liverpool going out to score. Those are negative. Those guys don't sit down and wait for you to pass around and stuff. So it's a different kind of style. So would this guy want to play this same style? If he plays this same style, we are probably going to be in a risky situation. We need to figure out how to make the attackers to start scoring. If they can score, then we can push teams backward and relax more. If we can't score, we are just probably going to be 15th, might not be even near us. This is we might be anywhere around
No, no,
18
you, you,
in the
you,
next
you
10
guys,
games.
you
So it'll
guys,
be
you
fine.
guys will score. You guys will score. You're making it sound like you had, like you're facing like a rubbish goalkeeper. You're facing the goalkeeper that had the Golden Glove 2 seasons in
That's
a
why we
row.
need
That's
to
You
fine.
score.
understand?
That's why we need to
So
score to
you
push
guys, you
our
guys will
attackers to
score. I
score.
know,
And
I
if
know
he was
people don't want to
asking,
rate Arsenal players, Arsenal
Best defense,
goalkeepers, all
best
of that.
defense in the league. Best defense in the
Exactly.
league 2 years
People want
straight.
to rate Allison and Eder say no problem, but Golden Glove 2 seasons in a row is not beans. So you also saw the saves that he made. So against Ben Leno, you're going to Konya will be scoring those goals, Bong will be scoring those goals, but give David Raya his respect. But
I should give him
I
respect.
will pause for now. Let the losers continue arguing and express their frustration. Shunti,
The one that was
do you have
driving
any
around
frustration
against
to
against
let out?
against Paris FA Cup.
Yeah, I'm a bit frustrated with the manager himself, right? I would like for him to back his own system. I don't think it was a coincidence that when Ahmad came on the pitch, we looked a lot better than with Gallo, right? So if you played all through preseason with Ahmad as your right wing back, don't start the first game of the season and then play Gallo. I think you're contradicting yourself and you're sending a mixed message to the team, and I think we saw some of that today. Um, Obviously, I think the baseline has increased for this team. So I disagree with Jude entirely that, like, there's no progress. I think we had 22 shots. Well, when was the last time you saw that kind of thing from this United team? You saw patterns of play, right? We're able to, even though Arsenal was pressing, we're able to break the ball out of defense, even with Bayende
Did you,
consistently, with a
did,
consistent pattern.
First of all, I didn't say there was no progress. I said, what are you measuring the progress against? That's one. Two, do you think if Arsenal needed 15 shots, they won't get 15 shots from you?
No, they
It's not
couldn't now,
about
right?
shooting the shot. It's
No,
also
they
having accuracy in the shot too.
no they
That's
they,
one
they,
thing.
they, they couldn't, right? Because they couldn't breathe. So first of all,
Garnacho was taking a
Gyökeres.
lot of shots last season. How many could he convert?
No, so Garnacho wouldn't have gotten into the positions that Cunha or Mbeumo got into today because their decision making on the ball,
That's why.
the
That's
other
why.
guys are
That's
just
why I was
levels
explaining
above.
something. I was explaining something to Dr. Toes and Johnny Boy. When Cunha had that ball and was making the run alone in the first half, there was nobody on the flanks following.
True.
Right.
Look at when Arsenal have ball to attack. There are people running on the side.
No,
You
so
understand?
you're saying that there's still a lot of work to do with the
There's
system,
still
right?
work to do.
And that's for me the interesting part that Amorim has to
They,
fix.
they, they are
So
they are more like sitting back. There's this ginger that I need from them. There's this zeal that I need to see on the pitch. It's not there. Like that fighting spirit of being all around, being everywhere, being pushing it up. It's not there. The only person that can get that ginger to push up is what's his name? Like they're being laid back. I can't explain. I can't
I
really
think I
explain.
saw I think I saw for me I think I saw fights. I think I saw United dominate Arsenal, right? XG, possession, passes completed, just all around across the
I'll be
board
happy
on the
to
pitch.
see the return leg. When the
If you
return
see
leg
like
comes, you can judge.
no,
The return leg is where we can judge.
so the for me the important thing is that like we're able to create chances today, right? Not in the gra way, in a way that like we dominated us now. We recovered the ball in
Which chance
possession.
did you create?
We created several chances. Like
How
Mbeumo
many?
had a few chances. We had 22 shots on target, 22 shots in total, 7 shots on target. 1.59 xG to Arsenal's 1.05. Basically shots inside the box 5 versus Arsenal's 1.
Yeah, but
We hit the woodwork as well. Like it was an all round for
Okay,
me
but there's
complete
something to right.
performance.
Those shots were weak shots. I don't really count. They're not. I
No,
mean,
so the fact that they were weak shots to me, what that tells me is that Cunha and Mbeumo they still have some fitness to catch up to. So right, so Cunha dribbled past four players, but when he finally got to the front of goal, he didn't have energy in his leg again. And Buemo still looks like he has eaten too much Cameroonian powdered yam
Unripe
on
plantain.
vacation, right? On ripe, he has on ripe plantain and F4. That's what he's has been eating since. So he's not as sharp as, even though he still looks dangerous, he's not as sharp as this thing. But what concerns me the most is Amorim himself, right? So he are starting a game with Casemiro. Casemiro played wonderfully today.
I was going to
He
say.
played fantastically well today, but he's not the person we're supposed to be building our future on. So what am I supposed to make of this performance, right? With Casemiro there. Dalo, like I said, Dalo and Ahmad. He started all three preseason games with Ahmad. He comes this one with Dalo. Like what message are you trying to send? There was nothing that Dalo did today, nothing at all that justified his performance. Not any kind of defensive anything, not in possession, nothing. And you can see the difference with Ahmad, right? Ahmad
It's
wanted to
his brother.
destroy
It's his brother. It's their turn. Our look up.
Obrigado, Obrigado Tax. Ahmad wanted to kill this guy, Madueke, or whoever they
Even
put
my
on him.
Skelly. They had to remove Califury before he collects red
He
card.
wanted to kill both our wingers, Cunha and Gremo and Ahmad. They wanted to kill Arsenal's fullback. That's why they made the sub. And even when the other guys came in, he was getting bored that they were playing. So all round, right? Like I'm impressed. I think the difficult and concerning thing is that like you're saying, dude, we didn't score. So that now puts the pressure on Fulham. So like there's no story, right? Because this is Premier League, forget preseason, forget good vibes, forget new training ground, forget everything. All that matters is
Forget that it's
points on the
Arsenal.
board. Forget whatever is happening, right? We lost today. We move on. It's
Mm.
the first game of the season. But honestly, like we need to win against this thing. For Arsenal, right? And I'll turn it to you guys. And I was telling Jenny before I started. Like, let's hear what you think. I feel like Arsenal is a weaker team than last season, right? I think even the game against Arsenal at Old Trafford, even though we had a good performance, it was a different kind of good performance versus today. That good performance was based on ginger, run around a lot, where you guys were still fairly dominant.
Mm.
I think Zubimendi looks weaker in defense. Like even though he's good at keeping the ball going around, I think he looks weaker in defense. I'm surprised that Ben White started as well today. I don't think Joker is going to have as good a time as you guys think. I think you need a striker who is a lot more. How do I put it now? I think Joker is looking for fights, right? He's the kind of striker who wants to beat the defender and get the better of him, whether
Yes.
like with the ball on his feet or in a challenge.
Mhm.
So I mean, what did you make of this United performance? You guys won, but I could tell that Arsenal fans were nervous, like for the entire 90 minutes. I don't think you guys expected what you saw.
I'll let Johnny Boy go first because I want to hear his
Mm.
takes. Yeah.
So to me, Man U Arsenal, at least we've watched a couple of years back. Man U Arsenal, no matter the form, Arsenal Man U is always a tough game. Especially at Old Trafford for Arsenal. That's why our record there is bad. So I was expecting United to come out guns blazing. Plus the fact that it's the first game of the season. So I was not expecting anything different. I'm happy with the way Ateta said. I was shocked he played Califury, but I think I kind of knew he was going to play Califury because I feel that if Califury is fit, he's going to be his left back. I think the only reason why he plays MLS is because Califury can stay fit. So Califury is our left back. Ben Whiting, I think preseason was a good indicator that probably Ben White is going to be starting. Plus the fact that Timber is injured. Performance wasn't bad to me. I was impressed with what's his name? Odegaard impressed me today because I saw a little of carrying the ball and then going past your man. So I was happy with that. For Zubimendi, like I was telling you before the pod, the difference between Zubimendi and Partey is that Partey is physical and Partey can actually take the ball. Like Partey is a better ball carrier than Zubimendi. Zubimendi is more of the guy like collect the ball from the defense and then distribute to just
What about just in terms of like defensive awareness, right? Because in terms of your midfield, I don't think there's anybody who is tracking the person running behind him anymore. Declan Rice is doing what he does, running from back to front. Odegaard is trying to do tricks and tricks. Zubimendi is keeping everything moving, but I don't think anybody is tracking that man
which is
running
why
in behind.
which is why I told you before the pod that to me, but I know Ateta is not going to do it. I would have done play Rice and Zubimendi as my two sixes and then play Odegaard in front, so that now Zubimendi doesn't have to bother too much about defensive aspect. His job will be more like facilitate or get the ball and just facilitate, give it to Odegaard. So Odegaard doesn't need to come back to get the ball. But I believe I'm not going to be too much on the Zubimendi. It's his first game in the Premier League, a tough match. So let's see. by game 2, game 3, game 4, and game 5, how he progresses. We're playing Leeds United next game at home. I believe he should be a little bit better. So I'm not too much worried. As Romadi is Spanish, so that's the way Spanish players are calm. We don't fidget. So I'm happy with the
I guess,
performance.
I guess
I'm,
like Dr. Toes, you've always been a believer, right? But I think if I'm arguing against myself, we saw two managers, one manager in Ateta who was brave, right? He started with the squad that everybody wanted to see. So with your new striker, with Martinelli, Saka, your new midfielder and everything. Versus another manager in Amorim who I think was trying to be clever by half. Again, like benching Sesko, playing Dalo instead of Ahmad. If you guys are able to, I don't know, have more squad depth this season, right? Get some cutting edge up front by rotating Gyökeres and Havertz. Do you think this might finally be the year where you finally give up on just playing good football and just okay, we're leaning into the dark arts, and it's results that matter.
I don't like the setup of that question. That setup is very, 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 very setupy. First
not
things
minded.
first. I don't think that just even judging by today, just judging by today, I don't think Arteta wants to play the same way we played in the previous season because we're all over the place today. It shows that the players don't even understand the instruction that we're giving.
Mm,
That's why you could see that Zubimendi was all over the place. Yes, you majority of the time he was like off balance, off position, out of position. But towards the end of the game, when you guys were pressing and pressing, he was able to handle Bruno Fernandez for a large portion of the later half of the second half, right? But like the instructions at this point in time, the players don't yet understand it. We're not playing as defensive as last season, but also we are not as attacking as we would
mm,
like to be, giving the ball to Gyökeres as quickly as possible. So I just think that, as Johnny Boy said, this is the only part I agree with him that we will need another like 3, 4, 5 games to be able to understand the new style of play, the new pattern of play. But are we going to win the league? I was listening to a podcast and someone made a valid point. I don't want to mention the podcast. The person said that for anyone to be in a title race, like they should be sure that their team can. The person was a Liverpool fan. Was like title race should be left for people that can get 90 points and above. And at the minute, Ateta has not gotten 90 points yet. He has gotten 89 points, but he's never gotten 90 points. And the only two people that can get
mm.
90 points that we're sure of are Liverpool and Manchester City. So for me, I even said in my preview with Jude that I'm expecting just two trophies. Whatever the true trophies are, give it to me. If it's not the league, no problem. Just give me two trophies. If it's Champions League and FA Cup, if it's the other two domestic cups, just give me two trophies. Don't kill yourself with the league. But
So
I
like a
want
match
to see
record.
bet. My grab with Arteta since even before he was appointed is that I want to see good attacking style of football. We watched Wenger for 500 million years, right? I'm used to seeing my wingers and my attackers scoring lots of goals, and Ateta has stifled that. But looking
Mm.
at today, there's effort to like get Gyökeres in, but United were very, very good. Like you guys were clearing the first ball, second ball. You guys don't allow us to enjoy ourselves on the ball. But I'm happy that regardless of whatever anyone thinks, the manager's tactics in the set piece, we change tactics in set piece. At least you can see that we're making changes. Usually, corner kicks, we go to the back post and run in. This time, we're all at the edge of the box, coming in from front to back, and that worked as well. So to me, there is signs of progression. We just need a couple of games for it to happen, and if we win the league, so be it. If we don't win the league, get into two trophies. That's what I have to say about
I mean, Jude, right? I don't know about you, but I remember vividly that season with Mourinho where we were 4-0 FC. I think the first few games of the season we beat I think Fulham, somebody else, Pogba, Lukaku. It was just goals galore, right? Um, we've been through many different versions of United. We've seen where we started strongly and we finished poorly. We started poorly, finished strongly. In fact, that used to be the motto during Fergie's time. But we're in this time where it seems like everything is just the pressure is on maximum. So see you now coming. Or first game of the season for you, for example, is 3 points of bust, right? And we're already feeling the heat. I don't know if you saw Amorim's press conference after, but they were asking him about Onana and Bayende, and it seems like a new agenda is already cooking, where both keepers basically are vulnerable and we could be in a lot of trouble I mean, do you think we should be calm, based on what we saw, or are you feeling like it could be a really rough few months culminating in a sack soon?
For me, I feel like I trust in Amorim.
Mm,
Uh,
Ooh, trust the
I trust
process.
in him. So the thing is, if we go with this current bunch of players right now, we're probably gonna end. I would want to say top five, but I think top four will be maybe fourth. We'll
Who are you
struggle
pushing
and
out
we'll
of top
get to
four?
fourth.
Like for just for
While we're pushing out,
yes.
Chelsea most likely is
Wow.
going to drop.
mm,
That's what I
Okay.
think.
Cool.
So I'm thinking top four, top five.
mm.
The only reason why, one of the reasons why I wanted us to lose in Arsenal is that so that we can make one signing, at least one signing, either a goalkeeper or that midfield, like buy the Baleba guy or get what's this guy's
Let's
name?
just rewind. You said
Baleba the
you
Rhinos.
wanted Man United to lose.
No, I said
Yeah,
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
I wanted them to lose so that they can enter the market. If they keep
So why are
performing,
you
then
now
we'll probably
frustrated with
go
the
with
performance now? If you guys lost, you wanted them to
no
lose. Why are you now shouting?
because
Because he wants you to take and have
no,
it
I
all.
wanted to see the progress. At least if I told you the scoreline should be like 2-1,
Hmm.
at least we should score. It's Old
So
Trafford.
how would Baleba help you guys score?
No, I'm not saying about Baleba helping us score. I'm saying Baleba releasing that work in the midfield so
Casemiro
that
played very well
the
today. Ugarte played very well today.
Casemiro.
Fernandez played very
There's a
well
Ugarte
lot
today.
of
was
runs
Remember?
trash.
that we're trying to track
Ugarte
back,
was
and
trash.
it wasn't there. Casemiro was good with about distributing the ball, passing this way, passing that way.
No,
But
he
when
controlled
you
the
guys were
midfield.
more
Though.
on the counter, Casemiro did not have that pace to run. And the reason why I'm saying this thing is, I think you guys forget that this is Ateta, right? Ateta's first game is never one of the strongest. Last season, you guys struggled and then found a way to score two against Villa. If
Wolves.
you can remember that game vividly,
Mm-hmm.
the first game of the season. So I expected the same thing to happen. Like, give Ateta time. He's probably me. I feel like if he knows what he's going to
Please talk
do,
about Amorim. Leave Ateta alone. I know your agenda. I know where
he's
you're
going
going,
to win.
Jude. I know this your
No,
agenda.
no, I feel like he's going to win the league. He just needs to make a signing in
Yeah,
January.
let's talk about Amorim,
But
Jude, because
Amorim, for me, I trust in
yeah,
Amorim. I just don't trust in the board. The problem is, can
Your
we
board
deliver
Sorry,
spent
so
what
far?
does the
207.
board have to do with it?
Your board
I'm sorry.
spent 207 million in a brand new attack, and you don't trust the
They
board.
spent 107 million on the players that I wouldn't even pick for my youth.
okay, okay, wait now,
But the
Jude.
coach
Let's
wants
let,
them now.
let's
The coach wants them. The coach wants
let's
them.
He's
So
stress
going to
test the
work with them.
Amorim.
That's definitely.
Let's stress test the Amorim backing now, right? Somebody could say that the reason why we're so solid in pressing today was because we played Mason Mount, right? In midfield. You're not going to play Mason Mount all the time,
Yep.
right? And we did spend 200 million on an attack. So why don't we see what it looks like with our striker up front? If you say your system relies on maximum pressure, right? You want to do 3-1-6 or 3-2-6. You need to choke the opposition. Okay, the person that can do that is Ahmad. You need your wing backs to give you width up front. So why start with Dalo? Like why is the manager sending what I think are mixed
I think he
signals
was
in the
he
first
was
seven
scared
days?
of Martinelli. Now
It's not
that's
miss
why he
signal.
was scared
It's
of
not miss
Martinelli.
signal. Just it's probably just first game Arsenal, right? Let's see if let's play a defensive wing back than playing Amaru with an offensive wing back and see if he can curtail the pressure on that side and see what happens. It was just Amaru was that reaction change. So we hope that the next game now he will learn that okay, with this performance that Ahmad put today and Mbeumo on that wing, let's play them first. If he starts behaving like a hack that wants to bench Ahmad and make this guy to walk, then he'll probably fix the axe. But I feel like he needs to wake up and realize this is what is happening. But my own side is more of midfield and connecting to our attack, like direct. We
Right.
shouldn't go wing, direct,
No, that's
direct play.
that's Amorim system. And
That's
let's
that's
switch
where
gears.
no, that's why I expected if Sesko comes in, Cunha will probably drop to where this guy plays. What's his name? Mount will play, right?
Mhm.
So it will now be him and Bruno trying to connect and locate the striker. That's what I expect in the next game.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit, right? Johnny Boy. Speaking of people who disappointed, this opening game, I think many FPL people and people footballers in general, people who watch football, were disappointed or surprised to see that Chelsea, after all their Club World Cup and preseason hype, didn't manage to score and looked like they could lose. Basically, nothing for Joao Pedro, nothing for Akopama. Basically, what did you make of Chelsea's start of the season?
Um, I didn't really watch the game much because the game was quite early here. But the truth about it, that I think Crystal Palace, they call them the big boy slayers for a reason. Crystal Palace always turns up against the bigger boys. I think we saw that last week against Liverpool. Liverpool started on fire. First, is it 5-10 minutes they had scored Palace, but Palace were able to roll themselves back and win. So Palace are those big boy slayers whereby they are those guys that will set up not to lose. Right when they're away from home, they set up not to lose, but they have good attackers to beat you if you lose guard. They have
Mm,
Eze, they have Sa, they have Mateta, you know. So Palace is that good, very good, and they have a very solid coach. So I think Chelsea is going to discover this season that, like you said, everybody, like Judah just said now, Chelsea might be the underdogs for not making top four, and it's possible because in as much as Chelsea have spent a lot of money, but I don't know, I don't still trust them to be honest with you. For some reason, a lot of people don't still trust Chelsea
mm.
because most of the people that have been doing predictions have them as fourth.
No, they better
They don't
win
even
the
have
league. Oh.
they don't have them as second or third. Most of them have them as fourth. So that tells you that in as much as they spent and they've seen maybe progression, but they don't still trust Chelsea yet. Maybe because there's like to me, I think Chelsea's spine is still a little bit not strong. Like their defense is not still it was not strong before with Cole. Now without COVID now, that
Right.
really was. Their goalkeeper is still iffy. And in as much as they bought Joao Pedro and Delap, let's be honest with you, I don't think they're really needle movers in terms of attack. I don't really see them. And to me, I don't see the difference between Jackson and Delap. There's no more difference between Jackson and Delap as I'm concerned. So
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't I don't think they really upgraded that much. Maybe Pedro, but like Pedro is not really a goal scorer like that. Pedro last season Brighton scored 10 league goals, so he's not really the guy that's going
right.
to give you like 20. So even as to Chelsea, I think Chelsea's style of plays, they want to score by committee. I think that's what they're trying to do. If you watch Chelsea, they want their wingers to score, their
Mm.
midfielders to
Mama,
score,
Mama
and
FC.
so I don't think so. Yeah, and Palmer is another problem. I saw his stats. He has not scored an open goal in the last 8 months or so, which is worrying.
Wow.
Chelsea fan. Like his last
Yeah.
But I
season,
So
was injured for a long part of last season as well. So
yeah, I think it was about for like is it 1 month or
Vibes and
so.
inshallah. That's what
no.
they
Yeah.
want to
So I mean, the tools. If I look at this Chelsea team, right, I think
mhm.
Johnny Boy raised an interesting point. Look at the starting lineup: Sanchez, James, Achiampong, Chaloba,
Yes.
Cucurella,
See,
Fernandez, Caicedo, Pedro Neto, Palmer, Gittins, and João Pedro.
mm.
As Johnny Boy said, João Pedro is a 10 goal, I
Yeah,
don't
it's not
know,
really
player
it's
from
not prolific
Brighton.
at all.
I don't know who the fuck Gittins is. Pedro Neto also is one of these like hustlers. I don't know how many goals he has scored. The last time Caicedo and Enzo are world class. Put all them aside, and so is with James. But Achiampong, Chaloba, Sanchez, is Chelsea really such a strong team? How much further do you think Enzo Maresca can push this team, or like Jude, do you think Chelsea's going to drop from top four, top five?
No, for me, I don't. Chelsea fans don't have any excuse. They have to compete for the league. Like they have to.
Mm,
They were contenders for the league for 2 months last season, and they won two trophies in the summer, according to them. So they have to
I
compete
said
for
they
the
are
league.
ready now.
They've spent almost 2 billion on their squad, so they have to compete for the league. I don't want
That's
any.
that's the way
Oh
for
no, we are
more.
still learning. We are still building. I don't want to hear all of that. They keep telling us that they've signed all of the best young talent around the world from Brazil all the way to Europe. So they must compete for the league. Now, speaking about today's game, I think they played very, very well today. But the only problem is they're facing Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace are coming off the hype of FA Cup winners, Community Shield winners. They're not ready to lose the game. And to be fair, they had the better chances if they could finish the chance. They also scored a goal. If not for VAR and a rule that they've not acted on since 2019, Crystal Palace would have won that game, right? Because I was just thinking, how is that? Where is this called a free kick? I was like, how is that not a goal? They're like, oh, that actually is a rule, or blah 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 blah. I was like, all right, cool. We didn't know that was a thing because nowadays in set pieces, every
mm.
defender is pushing everyone out of the way. I didn't know there was something that stops them from doing that. So, Achampong, you're talking about Achampong played well actually. So I think there's a bright future for Chelsea. If they were playing someone else like maybe Wolves, they would have won today's game easily. But for
That
me, no,
Wolves,
no,
anybody will beat
Or
Wolves. Wolves are
Brentford.
so
Or Brentford.
yesterday.
no, for me,
Everybody,
no excuses. Chelsea has to be in the title race. I don't want to hear
they
anything.
can beat the
They
title race,
they, they
but you
have
see
that
them
FIFA
in the
world, the
top
world
four.
champions on their chest. They have to
Right.
carry that chest as well to compete for the title. That's all I have to say about
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, somebody else that's going to be competing as well is City, right? I think Jude has been able to refresh his squad. They brought one Reinders midfielder, basically,
Tijani, named after Tijani Babangida.
Tijani.
Check
who is
the man,
just
the man
who are
you
just come
destroyer.
to shock everybody, right? I think like three of the City defenders, basically, if you have them on FPL, like 9.9 points, they had a flawless performance. Basically, Haaland back to business. I don't know, it's Pep back, even though what's this guy's name? Rodri is now around.
I doubt. The reason why I doubt is one, I don't know much about the keeper. One,
But he played
two,
well.
their
Trafford is a good
defense.
goalie.
They did not have any good shot there. Their defense wasn't that solid to me. They just were playing Wolves, and Wolves looked so toothless that I feel like even a championship team will probably beat them that yesterday. They were they were toothless. They have good attack. They were okay in the attack and stuff like performance and wise, but I would love to see them play maybe their next two games, see how they play. It's probably a small team, they'll probably win. I see them in the top four, no doubt. But winning the league is far from them.
Yeah,
I think
they still need a couple
the
of defenders, like better defenders,
yeah,
to
they need
actually.
a solid defender. Especially
I
because
mean, but,
Rodri coming
but you
back
can argue,
doesn't
you
give
can argue
guarantee.
that John Stones played well yesterday.
Rodri doesn't
Yes, but
give
it was the only one,
guarantee.
no?
I mean, remember Gavidor didn't play yesterday.
That's
Gavidor
the
is
same thing we are talking now. They'll still have injuries.
Exactly.
If,
John
if
Stones will
they're
be
having
injured in
injury
the
now,
next 3 or 4 weeks. And
Johnson is
that's
running
not us
from
wishing him bad
forward
luck. We know it's going to happen.
from Johnson is running from forward to back. Wolves had ball to attack. Wolves will carry the ball and cross over to the other side. A serious team won't be doing that. Liverpool will catch them on the break. That's where
Right.
the problem is.
No, I
So
mean, you call it injuries, right? Somebody else could call it players that are yet to come back that can come back and make City squad stronger, right? So I mean, they do have levels to get to still, and it's possible that Pep can do another
No,
revising of the
I think
role.
attacking wise, like their forward line from midfield going forward, they are solid. But that defensive line and yeah, it's shaky. I don't know his problem with Ederson. Why he doesn't want Ederson anymore.
Ederson has bozo
Rico,
jeans. That's why.
Rico
Ederson
Lewis,
has
Rico
bozo
Lewis
jeans.
as a right back or right wing back. I don't trust
mm,
that. Or
Oscar
Nunes,
Bob on the left.
I think they are selling that
on the
that
left.
Nico
So
Lewis. I think they are
mm,
selling him. I heard Nottingham
I
Forest.
think
They don't have replacement.
it's the
Who will they
same
sell?
reason
They'll
why
probably play that guy.
it's the same reason why Chelsea in reality may not compete for the league, but they have to. But Manchester City, if it's goals wise and attack wise, yeah, they can do it. I just think that yesterday's game was just like the same form from the end of last season, the same form they played in the Club
Mm,
World Cup. It's still all vibes. When the nitty gritty of the season starts from like October time, everybody's going to find their way. Because also last season they started like a club on fire, a club on fire. They went like 10 games unbeaten, and before we knew it, they went like two bombs without winning a game. So season is still
yeah.
young. We'll see.
No, so their next game is against Spurs, right? Who I think,
And as
you
far as a
know,
boogie team for them.
yeah, who I think just on their own has an interesting team,
Hmm.
had a decent start basically to their own season, and he's looking to strengthen by bringing in what you might call him Eze as well.
Hmm.
I'm Johnny Boy. I mean, what do you make of your London neighbors, right? Kudus looks a player definitely for them. Richarlison is bound to give you, I don't know, at least 10 to 12 goals in the season, and they have a good manager in Thomas Frank. This thing. I think there are lots of people's dark horse contenders for surprising people this season.
I mean, it depends on what kind of surprises you're talking about. If you're talking about surprise to win the league, no. If you're talking about surprise to make top 10, yes, for sure. To me, I believe if Thomas Frank finishes like top 8 and maybe goes far in one of those competitions, I think it'll be a good season for Tottenham because in as
Mm,
much as their team is Thomas Frank is a good manager, no doubt, but Tottenham is you cannot deny the fact that Tottenham is a jump. Like you can't compare the expectation for Tottenham expectation for Brentford. Brentford's expectation is probably just stay in the league and whatever you can do, just do it. But for Tottenham, I think the expectation is minimum Europe, and then if
Champions
you want,
League.
yeah, which is Champions League, so or and also maybe trophy on the side. So now Thomas Frank is going to learn the hard way that now you have to deliver Champions League and probably a trophy. So let's see. Tottenham. I remember they're in Champions League as well, so that's going to be a
Right.
tough ask for them.
They are in
Thomas Frank
Champions
has
League this season.
Thomas Frank has never coached in Europe, so how is he going to balance playing on a Wednesday or a Tuesday and playing on a Saturday or a Sunday?
What if they're able to sign Eze or make a few more signings?
Yeah, that will help. Eze and maybe Savino might help, but at the same time, I don't trust their striker. Like Solanke is not really, and like Richarlison is not consistent. If they had Hurricane now, say okay, fine, because you Hurricane or his son when son was
Yeah,
at the
but you
state.
know that. But this way, Thomas Frank knows how to get the best out of forwards, right?
I know, but at the
When they
same
lost
time,
like
remember
Antonio,
that was
Wisa was
Brentford
balling,
though.
Obama was balling. That's why Obama can go for like 70 million because of
Yeah,
Thomas
but my
Frank.
my
Mm.
issue my issue with that,
Richarlison, the two goals he scored yesterday were very, very good, like
yeah, very good
attacker
goals.
play. You know, he was not doing that under Ange or
And
Mourinho or those kind of people. So I think we can't just write off his ability to coach forward play.
I
That's
think
all I'm saying.
I think now my how would Joe Tottenham is the ability to handle the pressure. That's what Frank has to do now. It's no more
Yeah.
in Brentford. Handle the pressure with Tottenham is a little bit higher. Pressure in Tottenham is higher. So let's see how you're gonna do. But Tottenham top six, top eight will be a good season for them. And if they can win a trophy.
Let's
I don't think
let's
giving
use
him
this
top eight
segue.
makes sense. If you're giving him top eight with Tottenham, with Brentford, he got like that
No,
Eight.
eight,
Yeah.
nine.
Brentford, his highest finish was 12th. He never got top eight with Brentford. I
Let's see.
remember, I
But
remember they have to
I just
Tottenham
feel
have to
I
climb
feel
over
he's a good.
because and the way I
I'm
judge him.
banking on the ability of him being a good manager in the league and having a league experience right now
Mm.
that some people are still trying to balance with their new
Yeah, but
add-ons.
see the way I judge it, right?
And
He has to outpace. He has to climb Newcastle. He has to climb Aston Villa. He has to climb who again finished in that
Brighton.
Nottingham Forest as well. Don't forget Nottingham Forest is still a good team.
Brighton
So he
finished
has to,
eighth
Nottingham is a
as
good
well.
team, but I don't think they'll
yeah, he
go.
still has to climb.
They'll be in top eight, but I don't think they'll be like high enough as they were last season. That I don't bank on Tottenham Forest getting that high enough last season.
I
I
mean,
rather replace.
it might
I
be
rather
tough
put
because they are
Thomas
Europe
Frank
as well too. They are
above
Europe.
them. The reason why I'm putting it is that I feel like the smaller teams is where his power will show. He's not those guy. He's probably going to win the small games. The big games, he might let it slide. If he's smart enough, they are not going anywhere in Champions League. So he shouldn't just go and be spending
And
energy
and
there.
also, and also another
Let's
point
stay
I
here for
want
a
I
to
think
like
second,
to
for
add.
I
right?
think it's
I
going
want
to
to
be
add
the reverse because even Brentford, the big teams they show their teeth.
Was
Small teams they struggle. I think it might be the same thing at Spurs because for against big teams he plays like all those sit back and counter attack. But
yes,
against the
that's what I was
smaller
about to say.
teams,
That
now you have to show your dominance. And Tottenham,
but
you're
yesterday
the bigger team. You have to show
they
dominance.
played out
I was about to
yesterday
say
and they
that
played
was
more
about to say.
dominance against smaller
But they were
teams.
at home, so they have to do that. Away from
No,
home,
so
you
Somebody
don't
was
let's
at
win. Yeah,
somebody was at home
let's
today.
you
use this as
played
the
well at
segue
home.
to
No
let's use
go.
that as a segue to the fixtures for next week, right? Matchweek 2. And the season is back in full swing. So Tottenham are away to Man City, right? Early in the season, revitalized Pep versus up and coming Spurs. How do you guys think that one plays out, Johnny Boy?
Tottenham is one of City's boogie teams. Ah, Tottenham. I'll go for a draw 2-2.
Okay,
I think Thomas
okay,
Frank is going to
two
sit
two.
back, so I'll go for 2-2.
Dr. Toes,
Plays those at home because I've not checked the
Man City.
Man City is at home, yeah.
4-0. 4-0 Manchester City. Haaland is balling. Tijani is
Wow.
balling. Sheki is balling. Oscar Bob was enjoying himself yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Escobar was born
So
yesterday.
yeah, 4-0. 4-0. And that's their first game at the Etihad as well. Yeah, 4-0.
I think we're going to see some really good football from Kudus, which is going to make life very difficult for Man City. I think Thomas Frank is in fact a very good coach. Also going to make life difficult for City. But that City, their power is too much. So I think ultimately ultimately City's going to come up on top. I'll say 3-1, 3-1 City.
Who is scoring for Tottenham? Richarlison or anybody?
Doesn't matter.
Ongo.
Because I
Anybody.
have a feeling that they'll probably sign Eze before that game as well. I don't know if they'll register him, but they'll probably sign Eze before that match.
Jude Bellingham.
I buy the same 3-1.
3-1 City. Okay. I'll start with the big boys first. Arsenal versus Leeds, home to Leeds. It should be welcome to the season for Gyökeres. He needs a goal. He needs a goal badly. Hopefully, the Leeds defenders are not as good as the Leeds. So
I don't know. I don't know what
maybe
you mean by
Gyökeres will
not
see
as
road.
dead.
No, because there was nothing for I mean, Gyökeres was in his pockets throughout the game now, right? So bad, so much so that he needed to get off the pitch basically.
He's
So
the only got on the pitch
um,
because he's not played too much minutes of football, but no problem.
As
Let's leave
in,
that alone.
and he did so well to me. Like,
The same reason
no,
Sesko was not starting. The same thing. Like,
right,
yeah.
right, yeah,
We
no.
need to
So
bought
so so
our striker.
maybe that's yeah. You're still making my point for me. So maybe he will have better luck against the Leeds defenders.
No, I think his first goal will be at home.
Ultimately.
No problem.
So I mean, what do you guys think?
Just
Or
because
what
of
do
the
you
way
guys
we played
predict?
today, that the players don't really understand the new style. They don't understand what's going on. Maybe it's going to be like a 2-0 Arsenal. No, 2-1. 2-1. They would this newly promoted side. This time of the season, they are all coming up of vibes and adrenaline. So 2-1. 2-1 Arsenal.
I go 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal.
I don't see Leeds scoring. Arsenal is at home and that clean sheet, so I'll say 2-0.
You said
2-0 Arsenal.
Leeds was at home. That's what you said.
No,
No,
Arsenal is at
Arsenal is at
home.
home.
Oh, Arsenal at home. Oh, 3-0. Sorry, I don't know what I thought it was Leeds at home. I thought it was Ellen Road. If it's at the Emirates, no, Gyökeres will definitely score. 3-0. Yeah. One
Nah,
from
so-
Saka,
so-
one from Gyökeres, one from Odegaard.
Nah,
I'm
so-
going to
nah,
say
so.
pumping 4-0. I don't think.
another gunner. Pooh!
No.
Give to Old
This,
Trafford
this, this will just shock us.
Because Leeds will be
Okay.
shook.
I'm gonna jump around again to another.
I didn't give us your own prediction.
Oh, I know. I said 2-0. I said 2-0 last now.
Oh, okay.
I said 2-0 last now. I want to jump around again to another big fixture. Fulham versus Manchester United.
At Craven Cottage.
Fulham is at Craven Cottage. Fulham are supposed to be our customers.
They
I
are
would
your
like to think.
customers, actually.
Right. So I'll go first and say I hope we can do a shaky but confident 3-1. Like we need goals. We need to show that we are we
You
are
need to
here
show
to.
me. Show
We
me
need
so
to
that I
show
can
that
be convinced.
we need to show that we're serious. So I'm
Show me
I'm
so that
predicting.
I don't have to remove this jersey next week.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm predicting that Fulham's keeper is not as good as Raya. So when Cunha dribbles like four of the Fulham defenders the same way he dribbles Arsenal defenders today, this time we'll actually be
I
able to
mean, that was
score.
my luck. Oh, we didn't dribble them. Please, let's be let's be
He
saying
did
it.
it. He
The
did
ball
it. He did it
ricocheted back
several.
into his path.
Thank
Did you
you,
see?
thank
No,
you.
Did you see
he
the
did it.
Ahmad one?
He did
Agenda
it
Did you
was
see
several
Ahmad
times.
one?
agenda was not agenda. Please
Did
don't
you
lie
see
to
Ahmad?
don't lie to the
When the
audience.
Ahmad sent Luis Kelly.
He
Don't
did it
lie to the
several
audience,
times.
please.
So yeah, I'll say 3-1, 3-1 United.
I said 2-1.
Me, I want United to lose, so I'll go Fulham to win 2-1.
No, watch it. No, the Fulham that I watched yesterday is not ready for the season. So I'll go with Sean 3-1.
Okay.
Yes, some people do not like my
Um, this Bournemouth
Because
game,
you know why I
people
want
have been
United
hyping him a lot.
is going to go
Raul Abbey,
for social media if Man U loses. The meltdown. Because Arsenal you can excuse it, but Fulham, come on, you cannot.
Palmer. No, see, if we lose next week, it's gonna be a calamity. Like there's no way around it because this Amorim is just racking up L's. So like if you count the number of L's if you add last season, he's looking at like
You know what? Somebody was saying something. Man U won only 2 matches under Amorim last season
bruh,
in the league.
Yeah.
it's
He lost
ridiculous.
26 games now, Abby.
Bro,
Yeah.
that was when I looked at it, I was like 2 matches. No, that was poor. No offense, that
The
was
guy is very philosophical. He can explain. He can explain stuff, right? He's very intelligent.
Wake
But
up, wake up.
but who that one deal? Nobody. So okay. This Bournemouth manager is hyped a lot. Iraola. Bournemouth look good against Liverpool. Small has to shake, but ultimately they're not able to
And they lost a lot of good
come
players.
up with anything.
You can see they are still good.
Yeah, they have. They are at home to Wolves. What do you guys make of the
No, I will start. That one,
relegation
Bournemouth
scene?
3-0.
Three,
Wolves had nothing, and the only
I
reason
said
the only
3-1.
reason Liverpool was able to come back was because of all of the thing against Diogo Jota. They're at Anfield, but if it was it was at Bournemouth's ground, I
Almost.
think
They are
Bournemouth
probably
would have
done.
had it. Because in the first half they had the better chances as well. Like they were more. If they had better strikers than Evan Nielsen, they would have done it. But Wolves are rubbish.
Evanilson
30
just
minutes.
reminds me of Darwin Nunes. Great workaholic, who tire the defender, but when it comes to scoring,
Yeah,
he's bad.
3-0 Bournemouth against Wolves.
I'll go 3-1. Let me give
Who
Wolves
is
one
scoring for
at
Wolves?
least. We'll find out that thing.
Arias. Or
That
last,
big boy,
or
Arias.
last in that is it Swedish or
Let,
Norwegian?
let, let's give somebody. That Wolves that I saw, God, they might
I
relegate
mean,
him.
but
Yeah.
I don't really like to judge teams like when it's first 3 games because of the new.
Jesus, the Wolves,
I know
the
I
last
know
one
they were
that had
poor,
a
but
miss
like
up.
they were
No,
poor. I know they were
terrible. They
poor.
were terrible.
Very, very poor.
I know it's
Like
Manchester
I don't think
City though, but yeah, they
anybody
were
in that
And
terrible.
team
you know
could
what? You know what I
ever.
don't understand about Wolves. You know that you cannot play so much away from the back, but you still. I don't get teams
The
that try to.
player,
You guys are not good by playing out of the back, but you still try it. How? That doesn't make any sense.
they will carry attack and go forward. City will run. They will carry it backward to the center back. I'm like, what is the center back doing? Is the
On a
center
style
back
of
there a
play now.
midfielder?
Yeah, but there's some side of play when you're playing a team like Man City, playing out of the back is very risky. I mean,
Yeah,
that's.
so what's your prediction? I don't know what.
I'll give Bournemouth to win 3-1. I'll go 3-1.
I would say I think if Wolves are going to cast, the early in the season, there's a lot of graduate to go on. People are still finding their level, so I think
Yeah.
they would work hard. They would want to work hard after the elderly took against City, and I think it might be a tough game for Bournemouth. So I'll say probably 1-1.
Can I change my prediction to 2-1? Because I just remember that their new goalkeeper was dreadful yesterday. So
Petkovic
Oh,
yes,
for,
yes,
for
he didn't know
Bournemouth.
what he was doing. Yes, he didn't know what he was doing. So 2-1 Bournemouth.
Okay, next game, Brentford at home to Aston Villa.
Brentford are relegating.
Aston
I
Villa
think
to
so
win.
too.
Aston Villa 3-1. 3-0. 3-0.
Okay, January.
1-0 Aston Villa.
I'll say 2-1 Aston Villa. Jude.
2-1. But Aston Villa to win.
Oh, I'll say the first of several relegation clashes. Burnley versus Sunderland.
1-1. Sunderland played
Okay.
well. Their first game at home,
Yeah.
they did a fantastic
And
job.
Sunderland's team is quite like
Yeah,
you've noticed
Adingra. I don't know how they copped Adingra, but he played well for them.
for them to be able
It
to
was still
push
1-1.
Xhaka back to Premiership. That's a big move. No offense, to push
Please,
Xhaka back to England.
please,
If
anybody
it
can
matters,
play.
Burnley's at home.
No.
Doesn't
Still
matter. Burnley is
Sunderland.
good. They're still relegating, man.
still
I give
Sunderland. 1-1.
I give Sunderland. Yeah, I give Sunderland 2-0 because my problem with Burnley, just like the last time we were here, I don't know if they can score the goals required to stay in the league. That's what's the problem with all these teams that come up. Like they'll be good defensively, which is
I'll
what I think
give
Scott Parker is known for. But attacking wise, they have no
uh,
tooth. So I'll say Sunderland 2-0.
I'll give okay. I'll give Burnley some credits for being at home. Again, beginning of the season, story narratives are still being set. If you're at home, Burnley will come with initial we just came from the most of us are from this lower league, right? You're not going to come out and do chakara for me. So I'll give Burnley at home a narrow victory, maybe like 1-0 or something. One
One league.
zero. Mm-hmm.
I'll give Sunderland 2-1. For it looks like a 1-1 game, but because of
Mm.
the experience that they added, I'll just give them 2-1. I think they want to play the Nottingham way.
I think Sunderland bought like
Mm.
12 new players, if I'm not wrong. Like they bought a whole starting 11.
10.
And because they just even bought Madwili or what's his name from PSG. Like I
Oh,
don't. They are going on a shopping spree.
yeah, they want to follow the
Okay.
Nottingham Forest.
They will catch Man U. They'll catch Man U.
Okay.
I mean, they will pass Man U, not pass.
Crystal Palace are home to Nottingham Forest. Um,
That's a tough one. No.
I think it depends on if Eze is still a Crystal Palace player by the time they play that game.
I
Can
highly
I
doubt
can I
it.
make my
I highly
can I
doubt
make
it.
my prediction on contingent?
I
no,
highly
you
doubt
My
it.
predict, and
No,
stick
predict
to
doesn't
it.
matter
um
because we
okay.
Romano sounded today. It sounded like it's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't think Forest would win, but I don't know if Crystal Palace has what it takes to win if Eze is not around. I can see Crystal Palace winning. Um, I'll
If
go with
I'm
Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace to win to beat
if I'm
Nottingham
Palace, I will
Forest.
go for Javier Elliott. That's what I'll go for too.
Initial season
Scoreline.
scoreline 2-0.
Tune in Palace.
2-0 Palace. No more Elanga to do ringa Rosie for Nottingham Forest. They can't.
They won today
That
with 3-1.
that
I
Elanga
know they won.
showed me why Man U sold him. His end product is shit, man. Damn.
Like Martinelli, Abi. And you refuse to sell.
Ateta, I didn't refuse to say it's Ateta. You should tell Ateta. I didn't. Me, I would have sold Martinelli long time. I will even say I'll keep Trossard and sell Martinelli because I feel Trossard you can win league with Trossard, but Martinelli will be hard. But our coach doesn't want
One
to.
nil, 1-0 Crystal Palace.
I'm going with 1-1.
I go with 1-1 too. First, I go with draw too.
I think
You guys are almost
Nottingham
fooling
Forest, they have
Chris Wood.
that the
And
coach
they
is
bought
good.
well. Nottingham Forest
So
have bought good
the
players.
coach is still good. So irrespective, they'll probably score and then Crystal Palace will equalize.
First
Yeah,
home game for Crystal Palace. They are winning 1-0.
Nottingham Forest have bought
Mateta,
well as well. They
Mateta,
bought
Bono.
Omari Hutchison. They've bought one winger like that, and I heard they're
Omari,
buying.
Omari also doesn't have end products. It's another Elanga.
True.
Second to the last, Everton are home to Brighton.
Everton
Sound
is
it.
hope in the new stadium. That's going to be tough.
David
Everton will
Moyes
Brighton.
knows how to drag results.
Everton to win 2-0.
I'm with you, Jude. I wanna wish
Moyes at
more.
home. Moyes will beat. They'll just come and do 2-0.
2-1, 2-1,
I,
2-1 Everton.
I
Nah.
wish I could agree, right? I want to wish sadness on Baleba so that he can be unhappy and force
But it's not. It's
Derek
not.
Brighton.
It's not Balaba's
It's not
fault.
Balaba that's holding, like it's the
No, but
club that is
no,
doing
but
it.
it's they see Isak. Yeah, these players are setting new precedent now, right?
But,
This is an era
Yeah,
of
but
player
yeah,
power.
but yeah,
but
but Shoti,
Isaac is also long now.
despite the Isaac situation, Newcastle stand has been changed. They want a certain
Right.
price, so it's not going to
Make
change.
life difficult. Make life difficult for Brighton too,
And
right? Make life difficult for
Baleba
them.
would have seen the antecedent that, oh, bro, Caicedo tried it didn't work. Like, even if you tried, Brighton will stand and there's nothing you can do. At the end of the day, you still
No,
come
I'm with
back.
you. I'm just being this thing. I think
I know
Everton.
also
Yeah.
funny. If he tries that, guess what? Next summer, it's 150 you guys will pay, not even the 110 they're asking you guys to drop. Remember Arsenal and Caicedo? They were asking for like 80 million. We're dropping like 60. Chelsea ended up signing like
Whether or not
120.
we can get Caicedo, I think depends on what happens this season to
You mean Baliba?
United. Sorry, Baleba. I mean, but Everton Brighton, I think David Moyes versus Brighton, very sharp, very attacking team.
With Grealish.
I
Remember
think
they
they
have
can.
Grealish now.
Yeah. I think they cancel each other out. Preseason, initial shakes. I don't see anybody coming out to top. I don't see Brighton scoring much.
Everton are in the
And I
new
don't see
stadium.
Everton
New stadium
losing
bounce.
either.
New stadium bounce. Don't forget
Yeah,
that.
but Brighton is a very good team. Right, they're a pretty good team. So I'll go with the draw. I'll say 1-1.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. 1-1. I don't even know who is scoring for Everton, but
I mean,
I'll say 1-1.
that guy they bought, Barry is a good strike. He did so well for Villarreal last season.
Well,
And then
at the time of
Beto
recording, I've not really watched them play. They're
and
playing
then
tomorrow evening. So
Beto wasn't bad last season.
I beg.
Mm.
If people are complaining about Umbuemo today, He can run, he can body everybody. Reach the time to actually shoot now. His shot is weaker than than
That the
a
work
short
price
pass.
is doing to
Too much cocoyam.
He's still getting used to United. He's still getting used to United. I like him.
Alright, so 1-1.
Yeah, Johnny Boy and Judah, we guys said your own scores. Everton, Brighton.
I went to one Everton just
I
because they
probably
have
went
Okay.
one.
new stadium bounds. I give it to them.
So I think
Okay.
that's my score.
Last but not the least, Newcastle are home to Liverpool, which should be a spicy game.
That's a
Um,
spicy game.
I think Newcastle fans and players will be so willing to show Liverpool that Thunder fired you guys
Yeah,
for coming here
yeah.
to
I can
score.
imagine the fights that's going to happen. Damn.
But I think that Ekitike guy is a baller. Like I
Hmm.
think that guy is going to cause a lot of problems this season. I think Mohamed Salah is just in the form of his life basically. So I think they will cancel each other out again. I'll go with a draw 2-2. Newcastle to score, but Liverpool to be able to score too.
Hmm.
Liverpool
I'm
win.
going with 3-1 Liverpool.
And Liverpool win. And
They will beat.
the reason why I go for Liverpool win is because if you watch Newcastle's game yesterday, you can see that Newcastle lacks a striker. And if they don't get a striker before that game, there's no way they are beating Liverpool.
Mm.
So I'm going for Liverpool to win 2-1.
I think it might be close to this kind of game that
I
they
would have gone
had
for
against
3-1,
Bournemouth.
but pride,
It might be
pride.
close to the
The
kind
fact that
of
they'll
game they
fight.
had with
They'll fight in
Bournemouth,
the game.
but Liverpool will come out because this guy want to like rematch that final
Mm.
and try to make a statement. Otherwise, he's going
Without
to
no
face the
striker, how do you
Premier
want to do
League.
it?
For me,
Without no
I'm
striker.
I'm struggling to see who scores for Newcastle. I don't see
That's what I'm saying.
Elanga
That's the
scoring. I
issue.
don't see
Like,
Anthony Gordon scoring. I don't see Harvey Barnes scoring.
I watched that game
I
yesterday.
don't see Jacob Murphy scoring. Like, yeah,
I
and,
couldn't.
and Liverpool are the main business. The main business. I think they want to bank as many goals as possible. So 3-0, Liverpool for me. Again,
Okay.
they have that.
Okay.
They are also playing with the spirit of Jota behind their back. So
Yeah.
they
Right.
are on a mission.
Even
3-0.
with the red card at 66 minutes, they couldn't score a goal against Aston Villa. It's Liverpool that they want to come and score.
They
Without
didn't
Yeah.
have a
No.
chance. They didn't have a chance. Not even score. Which chance did they have?
Liverpool like defense is very very like solid. Is one of the solid like defense you can rely on. They can concede, but they can free the attackers to go and score. That's where they bank on. Like they don't need the attackers to come back. They
Yeah.
can block and do everything. It has to take intelligence to beat them. And that intelligence is only in Isak. It's not in Gordon. Gordon will just run and they
He's
just
not a
body
striker.
him
Brother
and
is
he
not a
go one side.
striker. He's not a striker. You could tell. Elanga too, but
Elanga too is the
strikers.
same thing. You just run. Do you want to outpace? You cannot outpace the two centre backs. Those two centre backs, you have to be smart to
I
make
don't
a
know.
switch of
I don't
play.
know why we're talking like as if this is no football. Did Semenyo not almost destroy? Somebody wanted to kill
Semenyo
Liverpool
is
centre backs
brilliant.
now.
Don't
And
you
they're
see
not
those
Semenyo is
able.
goals?
brilliant.
Tell
Semenyo
me,
is
tell
amazing.
me which of Newcastle player would think that way in that
I
front
think I
line.
think I think Newcastle have attackers to hit Liverpool on the break,
They do,
like
but
in a way
they
that
do
can.
Chelsea. But here's the
But
problem. Like I was saying, there's a difference between when you're the main, like Newcastle's case now. Gordon has to be the main striker, but before he wasn't, so that's different. When you're the main striker, different when you're not expected to be the goal scorer. Now look at yesterday's game. Gordon actually was the nine and he was woeful, bro. He was woeful. But if Gordon was
he's
like
not a nine.
if he was like the winger, he would have probably done better. But because now he's expected for him to score,
Mm,
so that's the issue. That's my problem with Newcastle. I don't know how they're going to score. Like Dr. Tube said, I don't know how they're going to score because
yeah,
yesterday's game was a
we'll
proof.
see.
Hopefully they get Wisa.
Yeah,
If they
we'll
can get
see.
Wisa, I think they're
We
getting
have
Wisa.
Hojland. They should come and say Hojland.
We'll see how
Funny
it
enough,
plays
funny
out.
enough, I heard that man offered Hoyland to Newcastle. Newcastle turned it down. That's
They
what I heard.
should they should carry him. He might perform better there.
We'll
I
see
don't know.
how we'll see how it plays out,
He
guys.
wants Milan. I heard he
I
wants
think
Milan.
that brings us to the end of this week. I think congrats to
Chelsea
those people
West
that
Ham is
won.
not talk about Chelsea West Ham.
No, we did Chelsea West Ham now already. No,
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 we
we
did it.
didn't. We didn't.
We didn't.
we didn't. I think that was the first thing we talked about.
No.
No. Chelsea
Let's talk
West
Uh,
about
Ham
Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea. Like,
West Ham
come
should
on.
be careful. They might actually.
2-1 Chelsea.
You know when they say dark horse to go
West Ham is
relegated.
home.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
I think Chelsea will
Doesn't
win.
matter,
It
my
doesn't
brother.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
3-0.
When they say dark horses to get relegated, West Ham is one of them.
Good. If I mean, so it doesn't matter.
No, Graham Potter is leaving before
What's
December.
your scoreline, Sheung?
2-1 on Chelsea.
Johnny Boy.
3-1 Chelsea.
I think I go with the threes. 3-0 Chelsea. Because that West Ham don't look like people that they know where they are going this season.
I mean, I'm so scared for them. The only hope they have is that I don't think Burnley is any better. Brentford looks, I don't know. Brentford looks like a chaotic team right now. So that's the hope. And then Leeds, I'm waiting to tomorrow to see how Leeds play. Then I'll judge them small.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Toes,
Yes. So the
West Ham, Chelsea.
no, they said 3-0 to
Oh,
Chelsea.
okay.
Yeah. Well, the moral of the story is even if you decide not to take a preseason break, like after the season ends, you travel to Malaysia to go and see your fans that don't come and see you, and you play and play and play and play and spend 200 and something million your attackers, and then you try to buy everyone that can bully people, thinking that it's by gidigbo and it's not football. Well, you might lose the first game of the season at home. That's the moral of the story. But this has been ROP. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please press
They,
the like
they even
button.
did an open top boss. Shame.
Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. And I believe in the coming episodes, we are going to start streaming live. So please, when we start streaming, please join us as well and leave your comments in the comment section. And also let us know what you think about today's episode in the comment section below. Until next time, please stay safe. Peace.